What is up, guys? It has been a long time since I have played this game. And that's not for lack of trying. I have tried to fill some time with playing Minecraft, but the time I usually did was basically just like getting on, checking out the new updates, and then getting off, and etc, and whatnot. But it has been a long time since I've played this game. It's been a long time since I've done a Let's Play in general, and that is because classes have taken up most of my time, and the free time that I've had, I've spent doing other things, like playing Pokemon X and Y, you know, playing some online battles and whatnot. But that's mainly just because it's the one thing that I've been able to, well, the one thing that I've been able to do to take my mind off the stress of these classes and whatnot, at least in that aspect. I think I might be on peaceful. I will fix that later. I have no clue where any beds are. I think I have to go into the danger hole itself. As you can see, I am playing, or not see yet, but once I hit F3, I am playing in the latest snapshot, as I am one to do. So things might look a little bit different, you know, lighting things, because they update the lighting in like every snapshot, and it's been like 3 months since I've played this game. So, well, not 3 months since I've played it, but 3 months since I've recorded. And yeah, I had an idea of how to open this episode, playing the part of a villager, wondering why nothing's been going on in Danger City, and how to bring the creator to do things and record and actually put content out. But I decided to go with a normal intro explaining where I've been and what's been going on. Yeah, these classes, man. This is one of the most stressful endeavors I've taken on thus far, and I mean, I've taken classes before and they haven't been this bad. I don't know why it's so bad this time. And you know, people are always like, "You think you're stressed out? Try going to war." Well, first off, I can't join the military for reasons, so I can't do that. And also, that's just a completely different level of stress and whatnot. Plus, you know, people who try to be like, well, this is way more stressful than that, and this is way more stressful than that, are just dicks. So, anyway, but yeah, it's been very stressful. And yeah, like I said, I've been filling my time playing Pokemon and online battles, and it's been fun. But here was what I was gonna do. I was gonna play the part of a villager and be like, "Where is our god?" Well, probably not god. I would probably figure out like a different term, like, "Where's our builder? Why hasn't they done nothing to our town?" But yeah, as you can see, I haven't done jack on this on this world or the multiplayer world. In fact, I'm not even sure if the multiplayer world's still up. Sorry, buddy. But yeah, I was gonna play the part of a villager and be like, well, maybe if we build something for the creator, they will come back. And you might have noticed I have some peculiar items in my inventory, and with that information and the items I'm about to show you, I will give you a few moments to guess what we're going to be doing today, unless I've already said it. So I'm going to open up my inventory and give you a little moment. Alright, take a look around, see these items. You know, guesses, any guesses as to what we're going to be doing today? Alright, I feel like that's enough time. So, today, we are going to be building a monument. If you guessed that, kudos to you. You have a keen eye for color coordination, and you could probably tell that I've been watching Good recently, and that's not even the real reason I was doing this. I mean, Good's been building the monuments for UHC and all that stuff, and I do love his little monument things, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So I took it upon myself to like build a version of my skin, you know, the redhead panda girl thing. And I was like, that looks pretty cool, and it's not exactly like Good's. It's a little bit different. And then I was like, I should do an episode on this, but then it would seem like I'm copying Good. But really, I had planned on building like a giant statue in here anyway. Like a giant statue like in the middle. But I don't really have this place mapped out quite yet to put a giant centerpiece in it, like a giant statue of anything, which may or may not have been of my skin, you know, the creator of Danger City. But I think I'm just gonna build it over here because I have the room for it, and I can just move it in the future anyway. And my one thing about this is, since it's going to be a monument and a statue of sorts, I decided not to use any wool, no wool whatsoever. And I know wool would look great. As you can see, I do have some wool here, but that's for something that I'll be going over once we get near the end of the build. Hopefully I can remember. Hopefully I can remember the build. It's not too complicated. So yeah, my one rule was no wool. I had to use like actual blocks, for example, quartz slabs, blocks of coal, white stained clay. I've gone through the trouble of getting all the clay, hardening it, and dyeing it, which all I did was go through all the rivers and oceans around here to find what I needed. And I think I'm gonna build it here for just for this episode, and I'll probably move it over there once I figure out how I want the city to go out, because I do want to actually get back into recording and messing with this city. And maybe if I have a giant statue of myself, you know, built by a villager, I was gonna change my skin and everything, but nah. I decided I'm just gonna build it anyway, just because it's something to do, and I can talk about a few other things while I'm building it. But yes, so there is one thing that I have that I'm not 100% on, and that's snow. Even though it's not wool, it is not like a usual building material that you would see on that, and that's just because I don't have a lot of quartz blocks. This is all my quartz supply right here, with the exception of a few like chiseled and pillars and leftover quartz things. And I wanted to differentiate parts of the statue or the monument with other parts, and I don't have enough quartz to do my original design, and I also don't have any red sand. I was gonna use red sand for the hair because it's got a better texture in my opinion. I might jump over into my creative world to show you what I was doing, but for now we're just gonna start off with this, and I guess we'll just get started. Am I on peaceful? Screw it. If I am, whatever. Yeah, I'm definitely on peaceful because that healed me completely and I haven't lost any hunger. But yeah, so much like Good's monuments, it's a very small version, but it's built differently, and I have to kind of map it out here, see how where the direct middle is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. Wait, mark this. We'll just break this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. Oh, because of this right here. This is part of the chunk too. So 8 is more like right here. This is pretty much the middle. So I will mark it off right here and here. Alright, and that'll be it for now. So yeah, back to the whole stress versus stress thing. That's always a big thing with me. I always hate when people try to compare different things that are on completely different levels. For example, like what's one that always gets me? I can't think of any right now. Stress is a very good one, and also to save a little bit of space, I will be cutting a few corners here. But that's just because this is going to be a very expensive build. I'm using blocks of coal for the black parts, and I mean I do have my charcoal generator that way, but still, blocks of coal aren't cheap. They require 9 blocks or 9 coal each, and I've pretty much exhausted my entire supply of coal. I even had to go look for more. I'm going to be leaving this open for now. But yeah, the whole you can't complain if you've never done this, blah 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 blah. I always hate that. It's like you don't even understand. I mean, well, they probably do. Did I go 3 up or? I'm already lost on my build. But and it's always with me. People are like, "What do you have to be stressed about?" And the thing is, if you knew me in real life, some of you who watch these videos do know me in real life. You know that shit just happens to me sometimes, and I don't know how to explain it other than shit just happens to me sometimes. Do I go one more up? Once? I don't think so. No, I definitely don't, because that's where that goes, because I've got one above that, and then like this, the white part. Um, you know what? I should just. You know what? I need to update my skin. Is what I need to do. I was using an old one anyway, but now that you can do like over parts, I can actually make a better skin out of it. It'll still be somewhat like this, just because this is the one I've used the whole time. But as you can see, I've got like. Let me F1 this. It's like I got the claws down there, and then a little bit of black, and then a little bit of white, and then it just goes up. So that's basically what I'm gonna be doing, fixing that. Get the white part here, but yeah, shit just happens to me sometimes. So I have the right to complain about some things just because of like some of the most bizarre things that have happened to me. One of them happened recently. I'm going to be using white sand clay for the skin, even though it's probably more so a sand-ish color. Sand just looks terrible, so I'm just going to be using white sand clay. And the story I'm about to tell you is pretty much my fault, but it's just such a bizarre thing that happened, and how it happened and all that stuff. But my least favorite holiday of all time, Valentine's Day. If you know me, if you've ever heard me talk about Valentine's Day, you'll know that I despise that holiday. I don't even refer to it as a holiday. And people are always like, you just hate Valentine's Day because you've never had a girlfriend on Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. Most of the time, if I have a girlfriend, something happens, and it just so happens to happen before Valentine's Day, and then that holiday comes up, and it's like, oh yeah, this is the holiday for people who have girlfriends, and whatnot. Well, guess that's not gonna be me. Whoops, again this year. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. See, this is why I left this hole here, is so I can put ladders in and climb up. And also I'm making it spawn proof by putting that torch down there. And I'm also going to make sure I don't fall down into this. I'm going to create a nice little walking section here. That way, you know, first off, I'm not going to be just looking up straight through a hole. I believe this is right. I'm gonna pause real quick. I'm gonna go sleep as well, and make sure I'm doing this the way I intend. So I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, yeah, I'm doing it right, the way I have it. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, back to the story. And here's where I'm gonna be using some of the snow. I'm gonna be using the snow for the white portion of my shirt. Just to create a contrast by the end, so you can tell the white parts of my gloves and other parts of my body from the others. And you know what? Shoot. I forgot that Silk Touch Shovel is the only way to pick up snow blocks again, so I just wasted a few snow blocks. Hopefully I have enough to finish this. I'm gonna use a little bit of regular clay here for the little pocket part on my shirt, which is funny because like I originally had this idea to make it a hoodie version thing, and then I changed it to short sleeves, yet I still have the little pocket there, and that's just the way it's been. I probably just won't change it now at this point, just because, like I said, I've had this for so long. But yeah, back to the stupid Valentine's Day story. But yeah, so I've never had a good Valentine's Day. And I view it as a bullshit holiday anyway, just because it's like, I'm the kind of guy where it's like, if you're in a relationship with someone, basically it's like, why would you be nice to them on a specific day, but not every day? It's like, oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day, you gotta be extra nice and stuff, because it's Valentine's Day. Why can't you just be nice every day? not just because it's Valentine's Day. But anyway, it's a whole philosophical thing for me about Valentine's Day. I just think it's kind of just a stupid holiday. Though I have friends one in particular who absolutely loves it. It's her. I'll go ahead and say her. Darn, just wasted another piece of snow. Her favorite holiday. I don't think I know any guys that can say that Valentine's Day is their favorite holiday and mean it. My favorite holiday is St. Patrick's Day, and that's because I am Irish flag represent. You can't even see it. I don't have my render distance set that far, and it's just a day to drink. And if you're old enough to drink, good on you. Go out, have one for me. Next year, I guess, since we are past it this year. Had a fantastic one this year. Also, interesting stories there, but I digress. I tend to go off. I tend to go off topic a lot when I tell stories. If I've told stories before, you guys probably know that, and I know I've told stories before. But yeah, so Valentine's Day this year, I had class, which already was not terrible since my least favorite class I didn't have. I think that's how I have it. Might have to go back and check, but I'll wait. So I was already downtown because I live kind of far away from my classes. Whoops. And downtown's basically where all the bars and stuff are here. And I decided to just kind of, after my classes, just go drink. And that is what I did. And while I was just down there drinking, some interesting things happened. I think that's it for now. Let's see. I can't think if I have the top any different. I don't think I do. I'm just gonna fall and take a whole bunch of damage here. But I'm on peaceful, so it's fine. Need to switch back to hard. I'm a hard player. There we go. Alright, so there's the whole body. Next comes the head and the arms. The arms, I have a version where it's 3 wide and a version where it's 2 wide, and I'm just going to do the version that's 2 wide just because, A, to cut down on material cost, and B, I mean, it doesn't really need to be 3 wide. I think it looks better 2 wide. I don't know. I'm torn between it, but it just doesn't need to be 2 wide the way I have it. It just kind of looks... I've been finicky about it the whole time. Anyway, back to the story that I'll never finish this story. I need to go get some building blocks to build my way up to the arms. Because I also don't remember how big the arms are. Oh, I'm terrible at everything. So, I'm going to cut real quick and... Oh, I have dirt. Sweet. I'm going to cut real quick and go double check. I hate when I have to cut away to go check something, but I need to, so I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, so we're back. And I'm going to finish this story while I work on the arms. So I was downtown and I'd been doing a bit of drinking, and I just decided to go for a walk. You know, when I drink, I get really mellow. Like, I'm not like an angry drunk like some people, or an angry drinker. I have friends that are, and they are terrible. They're kind of scary sometimes. Not a laughing matter. But I just decided to go walking, and, well, that's when some more interesting things happened. Mainly, I saw this guy and this girl. And this guy was kind of a bigger guy, and he was talking to this girl in a manner that you should never talk to a girl in person. Like, he was yelling at her and whatnot, and I was just kind of like walking by, just minding my own business. But I saw that, and I saw the girl, and this girl, I don't know how to describe how she was, with the exception of using the word tiny. This girl was absolutely tiny, and that is my style. That is my style of girl right there, is tiny. Need to cover this up. And she was a very cute, very, very cute girl, and I walked over towards that way because I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't think that he should be holding her arm the way he is and yelling at her the way he is. I mean, this guy was not caring at all. He was holding her arm and like yelling at her. I couldn't really tell what he was saying, but I was like, all right, time for me to step in and fix this, because I get a little bit more confident when I drink. For those of you who don't know, I am of legal drinking age in the U.S. If you dislike drinking, to each his own. I'm not gonna say anything about anyone's beliefs. I never do. But anyway, so I walk over to it, and I was talking to the guy, and I was like, "Hey, man, wasted a piece right here. Grab that back. We'll grab it later." And I was like, "I don't know really what's going on here, and I kind of really don't care, but you probably shouldn't be talking to her the way you are, especially in public like this." And the guy got all pissed off, and he's like, "Oh, fuck you, and mind your own business, and blah, blah, blah." Well, in the meantime, while he's talking to me, she wrenches free this tiny girl who, at this point, I realize is like, at least a head below me. Like I said, very tiny. I'm not the tallest of people, but I'm also not the shortest of people. But this girl was tiny. And she gets behind me. She wrenches free of this guy, and she gets behind me. And I'm like, well, this can only get worse. So he's talking to me, he's getting all angry, and fuck you, and stay out of business, and blah, blah, blah. The only thing that I can get out of this conversation is that apparently this guy is her ex, and they broke up recently. That's pretty much all I can gather from this. And apparently he was not dealing well with the breakup. Some guys just don't deal well with breakups. And they take their manner out in a bad fashion. You never physically assault a woman, girl, female, whatever you want to call them. Which is one other reason why I walked over there. A, because she was tiny and adorable. B, I was not completely sober. And C, he was being a dick. So I walk over to him. Alright, we're looking good. We are looking good. As you can see, I got the claws here. So I walk over to him, or we've already got there. We're already there. We're already in this fight. And she's behind me, yelling at him. So it starts to get a little bit hazy as to what happens next, because the next thing I know, he's swinging at me, and I kind of like pull back a little bit to not get hit in the face, but in the process he just nails me in the side of the head. And I can't explain to you. My luck, like I said, is very bizarre. The fact that I'm already in this position goes over the X a little bit. How far over the X do I go, though? I don't know how far over the X I go. Damn. That was bad. I meant to run, but apparently my run did not engage. What was I talking about? I'm lost again. I get lost too often when I tell stories. I need to stop telling stories the way I do. Where's the direct middle? Direct middle is right here. And I need to get face on the front. So, face. Alright, so yeah, so he hauls off and he hits me in the head as I'm backing up, and I notice in my recently punched in the head confusion that he's kind of leaning into his punch, and I do the one thing that I could ever think to do. And let me give you some backstory on what a mule kick is. A mule kick is... That's supposed to be my mouth, isn't it? Yes, my mouth is at the very bottom of my face. Alright, so that's supposed to be mouth. Need to go down and get those. I'll go down and get those. A mule kick, is where a horse, just kicks backwards. A mule, basically. You may have seen it in a bunch of cartoons, on TV, just in general. I've seen a person actually get kicked by a horse and a mule. Anyway, but what I call a mule kick is, back in high school, I always used to say, that's my signature move. I just turn around and just do a backwards kick, just behind me, turn around and just like mule kicks, extending my leg out as far as it can, as hard as I can, because all of my strength lays in my legs, because I do parkour and free running and all that stuff, and I'm not a very built guy. So the fact that I'm in this fight already is a bad indication. And I already know that I'm going to lose because this guy is not a small guy in the slightest. So, after being recently punched in the face, I just kind of decided to go for broke, and I'm like, mule kick. This is all in a split second. So, I go for mule kick, and I connect to his face. I nailed this guy in the face with a full strike, and it was amazing. And I knocked him out, apparently, because after that I got hit in the face. I got hit in the head. So I don't really remember everything after that, except for I hung out with her and it was fun. She was a nice girl. She's 4'8", like I said, very, very tiny. I messed that up. I did mess that up. I need to be over one. Once again, diamond blocks and lapis blocks. This is a very expensive build. But yeah, that's just one tale like that happened to me. Crap like that happens all the time. Maybe not to the extent of violence, but random crap like that just always happens to me. And I just don't know how to explain it other than I think my Irish luck is a little bit finicky, and it just decides sometimes that it's going to be bad, sometimes it decides it's going to be good. But that time it was terrible, and then it was great, and I guess it's fine now. What am I looking at here? Got my face. There's a red line that goes down the side all the way down, so I've got the orange stained clay. And like I said, orange stained clay isn't what I wanted to do completely, just because I think that the red sand looks better, but I have no inkling as to which direction to go in to find a, what are those called? Mesa biomes? Which I can get a whole bunch of hardened clay from, so I have no qualms of using the clay that I found here. Except for the fact that I used up actual clay, so I can never use bricks. Oh no, can never use bricks. So we'll just build a line up the side of the face. Oh, I can't, because there's that there. Bring my dirt back out. So yeah, but that's just kind of the things that happened to me. And like I said, those stories aren't few and far between. There are a bunch of stories like that, where it's just like, how could someone be that unlucky and lucky, and just bizarre luck happens to me? Another example is like, I went back home to visit some friends, and at that time, there was only one person who knew I was in town. I didn't announce it, I didn't say anything, I was going to visit, and I was staying with him, which is why he knew I was going to be in town. And how do I want to do this? I did this a specific way. I can't remember how now. I think I have one there, and then I close it off here. I think that's it. Let's go to the front and check this out. Let me regen this a little bit. I think that's right. I need to do the hair down there too. We'll get that later. Need to get back up to the top. So yeah, I'm coming back into my hometown. Well, hometown, where I grew up. My hometown is actually a different state, but whatever. And like I said, only this one guy knew I was going to be there. And recently, one of my best friends, whom I don't know my current status with him, just because he's not really a good guy. He's actually kind of a dick. And he's not really the kind of person you want to be friends with. But I'm just friends with him. I've been friends with him forever. And to see him go down the path he has was sucky. Anyway, but at this time, the worst person to run into back in that town was him. And like I said, only one person knew I was going to be in town, and it was not him. So I stopped by where I used to work to visit another friend. And of course, she knew I was there at that point, so two people knew I was in town. And as I'm talking to her, I hear, "Oh shit," and I go, "What?" And she goes, I'm gonna make up a name here. I'm gonna say Scooter. She's like, Scooter's here. And I was like, oh, what? How did he... Oh, crap. And I mean, I drive a blue truck, so it's not hard to find me if you're looking for me. But of all the times, I was only in town for like 15, not even 15 minutes. I think I got there because I didn't stop. That was the first place I stopped was where I used to work to visit her. So I stopped, visited her, and then within like, I want to say like less than 5 minutes, Scooter walks in. And I'd just been talking to her about Scooter's recent escapades and why I was avoiding him, and like I didn't want to see him while I was here, and I was avoiding him at all costs. And then here comes Scooter just rolling in, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And I go, it's my Irish luck. It has returned, and this time it is not favoring me at all. Yeah, so like I said, random stuff just happens to me. So my stress levels are always in a very unbalanced manner because it's either something great or something horrible. And a lot of the times I get both at the same time, and it's confusing. So people are like, you can't complain about school because blah blah blah, go to war. Which, like I said, is already a faulty parallel. I have the right to complain about being stressed out because, oh, the crap. But I don't want to like talk about, you know, how bad my life is, because I do have a decent life. But I have been going through some things, which is another reason why I haven't been updating a lot. Not only with school, but a recent heartbreak and stuff like that, which I'm definitely not going to get into, probably ever. Just because that is still a touchy subject. So yeah, school and that together have just created so much stress, and I have just found solitude in Pokemon Y is what I have, and I've just been doing battles with people online, and it's been great. I've won a decent fair amount, lost a fair amount. I think I'm like 66 to 33. 66% win, 33% lose. And I mean, yeah, I like competitive Pokemon. It's fun stuff. I think that's it for here. I need to find an easy way down. I need to drill a hole in my face to get back inside, because now that I've got this, because building stuff in creative mode like this is easy. Uh-oh. I think I need to go up one more on top. Yep, definitely need to go up one more. So I'm going to go back up and do that. Where was I at? Talk about stress, talk about Pokemon. I know I have Pokemon fans here. Snow doesn't melt in torches, I don't think, so we'll lay some torches down here as to not have things spawning inside of my body when I actually close this up. I think we're good. Drill out the top. I have to drill out the whole top now. But yeah, I like to mix it up. Sometimes I go for a non-conventional team. And the unfortunate thing is I don't have like any friends that also have a 3DS and Pokemon X or Y. So I'm basically relying on just random people, and a lot of the times I'll get on and someone will be like, alright, you're using an unconventional teams, I don't use any legendaries. I know I'm talking about Pokemon in a Minecraft Let's Play, but I have a lot of crossover in my fans, or my subscribers, fans, friends. But they, like, I'll just get on, they'll be like, alright, here's my 6 legendaries versus your OU team, or UU team. A lot of the times I use a lot of OU, but I do throw some UUs in there, which is, OU stands for overused, UU stands for underused, and they're using like 6 Ubers. So, it's already skewed to hell, the battle, because it's like, alright, I'm Goliath and you're an infant, beat me. However, the people who do that generally aren't the best competitive players, and I've usurped a bunch of people who have used legendaries with my my OU team, and even my UU team. The best, though, is when I go for one, and it's like, I have no other way of beating this thing except for sacrificing one of my own, and then I do, and then they're pissed. And one guy I had, we're friends now, like, in terms of 3DS friends. Uh, he battled me once, and I think it was a good match. I think it came out either 2-0 or 1-0 me, and then he played me again. Like, he went and switched his team up, and I have like one team ready and waiting in my battle box, and then my other team I usually have on my bar, but I didn't have that one. I didn't have both teams to like switch between, so I had to go with the team that was in my battle box, which was a different team, and I destroyed him with it, and he ended up disconnecting, and I was like, well, made a friend, then I made him rage quit. Because it was definitely an unbalanced team. It was still all OU and UU, but still. Anyway, back to Minecraft. So I think that's oops. I saw that I wasn't on the block, and I still broke it anyway. I think that's it for the hair and the arms and everything. So that's it in a nutshell. Now the only thing to do is, yeah, see, I still don't know how I feel about those arms. I want to make them 3 wide. I have enough material to make them 3 wide. Actually, I don't. I don't think. Maybe. I don't think I have enough more. I might have enough to do 3 wide, and I might. It just depends on how I'm feeling after I finish this. But that's basically it. Now I just got to do the hard part, and I have no idea how I did the bow. It's a very interesting design. So I'm just gonna do the ears first, because the panda ears are much easier to do. Which I should go over this skin a little bit. I think I've explained this skin in a oblique way before. But I think the only thing I said was that it's a homemade skin, and some people might be confused as to why I play as, you know, a red-headed female character dressed as a panda. The only thing that I can say is basically that, I mean, I love redheads first off, and I love pandas. So I decided to go with like a black and white thing, and I made like this decent looking male character, but I'm just better. I'm better with female characters. I always like the way the female character looks versus the male character. I mean, that's generally how guys are. Anyway, I don't understand people who explicitly play as the male character. It's like, why would I want to play as the male character? I gotta look at him the whole time when I can just look at the female character. Of course, you never see your character in this unless you go into F5, and then all you see is the back of their head or the front of their face, but that's really hard to do. Look at this. Look at the resemblance, with the exception of the dirt in front. It's uncanny. I need to go to the. You know what? I should have stayed up there to do the other ear. But yeah, so that's basically it. And XY is my chromosomes. that's the only reason why I have XY on there. No, it's not really. My online handle for the longest time was the odd one. You know, THE space ODD space the number 1. And I was active in a bunch of forums, and people just would shorthand it to TO1, like letter T, letter O, and the number 1. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I took that on to get a shorter URL, because, you know, when you're in the field of work that I am with the internet, you want short URLs. You don't want these long URLs, like vanity URLs and stuff like that. The odd one was taken by someone on the website in question, and the odd one sometimes gets taken just in general. So I decided to go TO1, but getting a 3-letter domain or a 3-letter name on any website is near impossible. Go ahead, try it. If you get one, it's probably something like TYU. That doesn't make any sense. But so that's where the XY came from. I have a big obsession with the letter Y, and, you know, chromosomes and stuff like that. So XY was just a way to shorten my URL from, like, for example, my Twitter URL used to be I can't remember actually what it used to be, but now it's TO1XY because I could not get TO1. It was taken by someone, and yeah, there was just no way to get it. So, oh crap. Whoa, look at that. Look at that, we lived. Alright, so that's basically it. I just have to do the bow on the back now. Let me tell you something about this bow. Whoops. I hit that so often, it's ridiculous. It's an intricate bow pattern, and I can't get it exactly right just because it's different for pixels versus blocks. This is a long episode. I'm just gonna put the whole thing out. Story and all. That story might have been a little inappropriate. Might have been a little bit boring if you don't. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed that story. It was definitely not fun to live. Maybe it was definitely fun to tell the story though. I thoroughly enjoyed that story. That was my story for St. Patrick's Day because I hung out with my friends on St. Patrick's Day, and that was the first time I'd seen anyone that I'm friends with away from here, because I don't really have that many friends here because I moved here recently. The bow pattern. I'm definitely gonna have to like go screenshot that and pull it up because I have no clue how I do it. It's a very interesting pattern. I'll try. I know that this goes here and this goes here. And to get the quartz slabs, because I'm like I said, I'm trying to make this spawn proof too. Oh, screw it. I'm gonna go get a screenshot real quick. Alright, so I've got that pulled up now. I'm ridiculously close to this. I need to back off a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit. But yeah, so there's not much I wanted to do in this episode except for, you know, just talk, get some things off my chest, explain where I've been, give a parable about stress. That whole story was basically a parable about stress. What is with this lighting? I'm on fancy. Oh, it must be maximum versus minimum. No, it's still like that. Off. I'll go smooth lighting off. Oh, now that looks even. That looks good. I see why Vex always plays with his off now. That does look really good. That's a full here, full there, half here. Oh crap! I threw that. I need all the quartz slabs that I have, every single one. I think. Interesting here. It's bam, bam. I don't think I have enough quartz slabs. This could get unfortunate if I don't have enough. But yeah, you know, I like telling stories. That is one thing I enjoy doing. I don't have enough quartz slabs. I'm gonna have to make more, just because I know that I need more. Put that there, because I changed the bow design recently to be this way, and I did not plan for it. Oh, almost died. Almost died. Go down a little bit. Put one last one here. Full block, and then quartz slab. So basically most of these slabs are for reasons like this, where there's a 2-block gap that I don't really want to put a torch in, so I just put a half slab there because it blocks off where they can't spawn, and the ones on top are for the same reason, that they just can't spawn there, because they can't spawn on half slabs. But this is just because there's no space for them to spawn here. What's the recipe for half slab? Can I make it here without having to go to a... No, of course not. Alright, well, I'll just lay the rest of the blocks out and then come back up and finish it off. But anyway, yeah, I like telling stories. Some of the talky episodes are some of the best, and I'm kind of like good in that aspect, to where he does a whole lot of... He tells a whole lot of stories. His stories are probably more interesting than mine. I try to have interesting stories. Though I'm not the most interesting man in the world. Random stuff does happen to me from time to time, and sometimes it's interesting. I gotta build all the way back up now. New music in the game too. But yeah, I like this episode just because it's giving me time to relax and unwind and talk to you guys about some things and stuff. And after this, I'm probably gonna see if I can get a online match of Pokemon going. That's just how it is. Alright, how many more quartz blocks do I need? I definitely need one here. And I think that's it. The rest are all half slabs. So yeah, I'm gonna go turn some of these into half slabs real quick, and you guys can come along with me. I mean, hell, I'm already at 50 minutes of recording, so might as well take a little bit longer. I wish I had a shovel. I also wish I had a crafting table out here. I don't think I have one anywhere near here, or any wood on me. No wood. That's all cobble. That's nothing. Crap. Gotta go find a crafting table. I have crafting tables probably like all over the world, and I'm just not paying attention. I'm just gonna go down and grab this one though. Or just turn them into slabs that I need. I don't know how many slabs I need though. That's the problem. And I think I might have some quartz pillars that I can use instead. And I do not. I do not have any quartz pillars. I guess I use those quartz pillars to make the ones 6. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7. But I think I already have some up there. I think I already have one up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. And I get 12 for each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 11, 18, 12. Oh, I think 6 is just enough. If I'm short by 1 though, I will apologize, and I will do it off camera. And I'm also gonna sleep while I'm down here because it's nighttime. I'm enjoying this episode, just for the fact that I've said this many times. I'm very repetitive too, so I'll often repeat myself. I'm gonna attempt to record more and tell more stories and do more builds. If you don't like the whole story aspect, you should probably tell me. But I'm gonna try to incorporate, actual builds other than, something like this, and my storytelling at the same. Because that story felt a little bit out of place, but it was a parable, and it got my point across about how bizarre things happen to me. Come on. But yeah, a lot of the times, just weird happenings, man. Weird happenings. I'll mention something, and then immediately after that something comes up. Oh, there we go. I remember that from when I was a kid, too. I very vividly remember being in the car with my parents and being like, you know what I've never seen before? I've never seen a fire truck stopped at a red light before. Never seen it. And then, like, no more than 5 minutes later, we pulled up, we were at a stoplight, and there was a fire truck on the light adjacent from us, and I was like, oh, well, that's weird. Just random crap like that happens to me all the time, where I'll mention something, and then immediately that thing shows itself. And it's kind of like that whole, you say something, and then within 24 hours, or you learn a new word, within 24 hours, you'll hear that word again. Am I gonna die? No, okay. I do need to get rid of all this dirt. Oh wait, what am I doing? I need to mob-proof my head. Oh, I wish I had dirt. Wait, is this right? I don't think I go in 2 up here. Give me these. Ooh, don't fall down there. Does that look right? I have to jump to this pillar. That looks right. I just don't think it went into here, because I also remember having the jack-o'-lanterns here and here. Oh, I gotta place a block below, don't I? We got snow. I'll just go down and put some snow. Right there and right there. But yeah, like you learn a new word within 24 hours, you'll hear that word again. That is very true in my case a lot of the times, and not just for words. I mean for everything. I'll be like, you know who I haven't seen in a long time? And I'm glad I've not seen this person in a long time. This person. Oh, look, there's that person. Like, Scooter. That was just unfortunate. As you can tell, my original design had wool. This is the only place where I use wool, and until there's a better way to hide lighting, this is what it's going to be, because I don't have any other way to hide a jack-o'-lantern up here or any other source of hidden light. Go back into my head. Yeah, because I gotta dig through the wall now. So we're good up here. Close that. Oh crap. Nope, I lost. Close that. We'll take this out and we'll just punch these out. I'm on a ladder. Break more snow, doesn't matter. And that should provide enough light in here, but otherwise I have these torches here. And I gotta dig into my arm. Actually, am I close enough? Where am I at? Where am I at in regards to my arms? Perfect! This is exactly where I wanted to be. Oh, and I did exactly what I needed to do. Put this here. Put a black wool on top of that. Go to the other side and do that too. And we are almost done. Forgot to put a torch down there. Also forgot to put a block right here. Close the head off. Alright, we are officially done with the exception of mob proofing the inside of the hands, which basically just entails putting a torch there and replacing this back with snow, and same with over here. Put a torch there and cover that back up with snow. And I'm gonna leave this here. We're good, we're good. I need to break. So right here. Nope. I was one away. Oh great. Oh great. That was a bad idea, because now I'm stuck and I can't. Can I? There we go. Give me that. Give me that block, because I need coal. And if I don't need the block there, why have it there? And come on, there we go. Did that fall all the way down? It did. Arg! I have to cover that back up. Ladders break fairly quickly when you're on ladders. Other blocks, not so much. And I broke that torch. Fantastic. Get that back. Put the torch back. Put the snow back. And we're done. We are done. Really? Had to say one last thing, didn't I? Alright, no holes in my head, no holes in my face, my diamond block eyes. Let's see, 9 plus 9 is 18, plus another 9 is 27. 27 diamonds went into the making of my eyes, for this, which is quite expensive, and we'll just close this off for now. Take down the dirt pillars. Alright, took a screenshot for the thumbnail. So that's going to be it for the build. So there's enough light on top, even though, you know, if you go all the way up, it's got that really awkward wool. Come on. How high do I got to go to see it? Yeah, as you can see, it's got that awkward wool, but who's going to be up there anyway? And like I said, I can move this at any time if I wanted to. It's not too difficult to build. It's got the claws on the feet and the claws on the side, which, as I said, I'm having a hard time choosing between having 3 wide arms and 2 wide arms, and also the hair. I'll probably jump into my single player world real quick, or my snapshot test world where I'm in creative. Come on, there we go. There's the back, the bow. I love the bow. The bow I worked very hard on getting right, and mob proof, or spawn proof. So yeah, there's the bow. It's an adorable little statue. I'm a big fan. I'm going to jump over into my test world real quick and show you guys what I intend on eventually doing to it. So let's go ahead and do that. I've been recording for an hour, jeez. So yeah, here's the same thing. It's still got all the snow in it, but here it is with the red sand. I've got it held up by, um, string. I love the texture it gives it, and it's also a little bit brighter. Um, Other than that, everything's the same. I used this right here to swap out some things. For example, if I want to replace the quartz blocks with iron, that way everything on the legs, feet, and eyes, I believe, and I believe the bow as well, will be iron. But I'll probably leave the bow the way it is just because it uses half slabs, quartz half slabs. That should do it. Darn, what is it? No blocks filled. Oh, because I'm stupid, I did that in the wrong order. Iron blocker with quartz block. There we go. Okay. There we go. Alright, sweet. So replace that. Really? Quartz. Oh. Block. Sometimes I forget that. Do that and then change the snow with quartz block. There we go. Bam. So even more expensive because then it uses a whole bunch of iron, but I just like the way that looks too, and maybe add that to the red hair. Really depends. I don't have a command set up to change that without, destroying it because I don't have string here. But that might be the ultimate goal, is getting it like this, and maybe with the 3 wide arms. Here it is with the 3 wide arms. It's not much different, but it's slightly different. I don't know how I'm going to put this episode out, if I'm going to put it into 2 parts, 1 big part. I mean, it has been a long time, so I guess it'll be a special. But that's going to be it for me. I'll go back to my regular world real quick. And I hope you enjoyed watching me build this random thing and talk about random crap and stress and school and classes and I hate history. I don't think I said I hate history. That'll probably be for another episode. I've delayed this ending the episode long enough. It's an hour-long episode. You guys have earned it. Thanks for watching. Like I said, leave feedback. Not necessarily on the stories, but definitely on like the way this episode went. Next episode, I don't know what we're gonna do. I still have a lot of digging to do in the chunk error over here. Slime blocks are a thing now. I might just turn this into a giant trampoline or something. That'd be fun. I need to do something with the new blocks for sure. But yeah, I keep saying but yeah and then not ending the episode, so I will actually end it now. Thanks for watching, guys. You guys are awesome, and I will see you next time.